Welcome, everyone, to Week 10 of the CRL4 regular season. We have the Game of Yards. Look at how long this track is. It goes on for a hot minute. I think this thing's like 30 feet long. Maybe. I don't know. It's pretty long, though. We're going to kick things off with Ben Cressman versus Ashland Valley. This will be the first out of two games for Ben Cressman in his doubleheader. We're going to have Blue Shy Guy versus Dragonfly there. Ben Cressman's going to be in the green lane, Ashland's going to be in the yellow lane, and there goes Blue Shy Guy. But anyways, Ashland Valley is 8-1. Ben Cressman is 3-5, I believe. But Dragonfly is going to score the first point for Ashland. We're going to see Yellow Shy Guy versus Rosalina, two Mario Kart characters. And Yellow Shy Guy gets tripped up there, but Rosalina is going to carry it, so Ashland's going to score a second point. One more point away from putting this thing away. We're going to see Red Shy Guy versus Pop. The blue and Pop kind of threw me off. And Pop is able to overtake Shy Guy. Shy Guy had it for most of the race there, but Pop's going to take it away. And Ashland is going to sweep Ben Cressman for a win. So that is big. And I believe that is enough to clinch playoffs there for Ashland. We'll have to take a look at the records there, but if my mental math is correct, that is enough. So Ben Cressman's going to go 3-6. Let's see if he can go 4-6 or 3-7 here against Grant, who is currently 7-2. Looking to go 8-2, and Blue Shy Guy falls to the same fate. How disappointing for that. But Surge is going to carry on, and either way, I think even if Blue Shy Guy continued down that track, Surge would have beat him anyways. So, whatever. Yellow Shy Guy versus Bubble, and Yellow Shy Guy gets caught up again. It's just similar trends. I mean, you're going to fall for one thing, you're going to fall for it again. So Bubble's going to score for Grant, and let's see if Red Shy Guy can keep it up against Emu. Let's see if he's faster this time, and no, there's no way. Emu's going to take it far, and Emu almost stumbles there for a second. Could have been bad if he fell off, but no, he is going to score. So Grant is going to 3-0 sweep Ben Cressman as well. Another unlucky doubleheader for Ben Cressman. I mean, Parker had a pretty unlucky doubleheader in a special week as well. Lost both of those, so they're in the same boat. Next up, we have Connor Brandt versus Brendan Chrisman. Connor Brandt is 0-8, but starts things off strong with Generator. Generator's always been that cornerstone for Connor, always getting that positive hope in here. But Brendan Chrisman has been on a hot losing streak. I think it's like a 9-game losing streak, so pretty much longer than Connor's, if you think about it, which is crazy. So Momo is going to get a second point, and Connor is 1 point away from getting his first win this season. At this point, does it really matter? No, you probably want that draft spot, but Retrograde is going to do it. Connor is going to get his first win of the season. He's going to go 1-8. Keep in mind, he is still 1 game behind. He's going to have a doubleheader in one of these weeks soon. So he's going to get 2 games in a row. But if Parker loses out and Connor wins out, he can actually make playoffs. Obviously, if Ben Cressman loses out, and I think Blake as well. So we'll see. Obviously, we'll figure that out at the end. We're going to have Kian versus Abby. Abby's been on a hot streak, 5-1 in her last 6 starts, but that's not good for Mike Wazowski. Brian is going to take it very far. And, we're going to see Roadster versus Pinball. The sun is setting a beautiful, nice little glow on the track right now. The sun sets a lot earlier, but Pinball is going to tie things up for Abby here. Yeah, Abby's looking to go 6-1. Hoping to get a playoff start. I mean, she has a very similar story to that of Braden Bayshore in CRL2. Noir versus Blitz. Very close, neck and neck, but Blitz just gets slightly ahead. Good for Blitz. 2-1 now for Abby. But anyways, both teams started 0-3 in their seasons, got their first win in week 4, and then clinched a playoff spot. So Abby could be making it. She's getting closer and closer. Colin and Luke got to watch out for this Renegade team. Abby's going to win 3-1. This is looking like a great team. It's my personal underdog, but yeah. So next up, we're going to have Ben Roth versus Peyton. Ben Roth has had enough of Caleb. I mean, he beat Ben Roth in week 8 and then came back in week 9 to team up with Ashland to beat both of the Bens. So Caleb has a 3-0 record against Bens this season. I don't know if he'll face off against Ben Cressman in a regular week. I think that was actually supposed to be that week, but technically it's switched up. So 3-0 record against the Bens, but Ben's going to open up strong against Peyton here. Bottleneck versus Converse. Converse is going to take ahead. But yeah, Ben Roth is currently 0-2 in his last starts. Got his first loss to Colin in week 5, and then got a win, and then has been on 2-game losing streak. Sullivan versus Lakitu. He's going to take it 2-1 for Ben Roth. Obviously, Peyton has been falling behind. Peyton's probably going to get a good draft pick this season now. I mean, I think it's a little too late to save it. I think Alex is a little too far ahead, at least, if he wins this and Peyton loses, obviously. Blue Bolt is going to beat Mariachi, giving Ben his 7th. I think his 7th win of the season. It should be his 7th win of the season. So, good for him. Once a powerhouse team, now he's in the upper middle class of CRL teams. So, speaking of upper middle class, we have Braden Bayshore. He has raced 1 extra week. He's due for a bye any moment now. But Gas Monkey versus Laser. Now, this is a good type of bye. This is a bye where you get a win from, because Lane's team is utterly atrocious. It might be the worst team, pretty close to the worst team in CRL history. We were thinking Connor's team was there. If he went completely unwinning, that would have been crazy. Now, this is one of the few weeks Abstract can't fall over in, because it's literally just straight track. But Braden goes up 2-0 nonetheless. Braden's going to need a point here. Now, this is a pretty traumatic race here for Pinstripe, because in week 3, he was cut in CRL2, and then week 4, his team got their first win without him, but now he is scoring a point, getting the win for Braden. I don't think there's any hard feelings between these two. Pinstripe understands he wasn't performing well, but he's not going to let that repeat himself, and Braden's going to get another win. That is great for him. Next up is Parker versus Drew. Two pretty decent teams. Parker's record doesn't really reflect that, but he's currently 5-4. Well, actually, that's not bad. 5-4, it's a winning record still. So Diddy Kong versus Cosmic Coop. They're neck and neck, but Cosmic Coop takes off. Drew is going to score that first point for himself there. Good for him. And Cosmic Coop, look at him there. He's pretty nice looking. Waluigi versus the Nuke. Still, this has been probably one of the second most lopsided trade in CRL. For obviously the first one being Diddy Kong versus for Key Lime, but the Nuke has been performing well. Honestly, it feels lopsided, but at the time, Nuke was not performing and it was looking bad. I mean, but if he kept Nuke, Luke would have had an extra win. He would be, I think, 7-2 right now, 7-3. But obviously, he has a chance to go 7-3 right now. Or no, wait, no, not 7-3, 7-2. He would be 7-2. So yeah, he didn't get that win. Good for him. We have Emily versus Landon. Emily coming off a bye 2 weeks back, and lost to Isaac and Drew. There's really nothing you can do about that. She might have had a chance against Isaac if it was just her versus Isaac, but she's going to kick things off with Sahara getting the point. Now, Emily has Tsunami on her team, which is a former Team Landon car from CRL2 when Landon made it to the finals. So Daisy's going to fall short. Burgermobile is going to deliver again. Burgermobile has been one of my personal favorite cars to watch. He's so funny. He rolls back a little bit there. Banana versus Blue. Okay. Banana versus Blue. Let's see. They're both very similar shaped cars. They both have a very similar build. But Banana is just going to get the edge over Blue. And we're going to see Landon's former car, Tsunami. This has been a topic of conversation. Tsunami was on the chopping block for Emily. She was going to get rid of him. And there goes Landon's car. She was going to get rid of him following week 5. Was only able to get rid of one car. Glazer swapped him on the wheel for Daisy. But Tsunami was supposed to be next. But after his performance in week 5, he kept his spot on the roster, so hopefully he can keep going strong. And look at this. This is former teammates turned rivals once again. This is what happens when you team up with your rivals. You're bound to fight them eventually. So Colin and Luke were teammates last week, got the win, but now they're up against each other. Porto versus Vampira, and Porto is going to take it very far. That might be the farthest we've seen all day. I mean, look at Porto's just amazing. It was the first overall pick this season and was by no means a bad pick. Submersible versus Bill. This is Colin's second pick and Bill is going to smoke Submersible. I did not expect that. I feel like Submersible would have had the edge there, but no. Bill is going to score for Colin, going up 2-0 against Luke. Luke is still fighting for a playoff spot, and if he loses this, him and Abby will have the same record, and considering they haven't gone head-to-head yet, they will be compared in a points scored total. So if they Colin's gonna win there, he's gonna go 7-3. Luke's gonna go 6-4. But we're gonna have to compare their point differentials. We'll see. We'll get it from our analytics department pretty soon. But for the season, obviously, we still have 4 more weeks after this, so plenty of time for things to change, things to happen. So Roly Poly versus Double Shot. We're gonna see Micah versus Alex, and Roly Poly just flips over like a dead fish there. Double Shot is gonna score there. We're getting news from our analytics department. So the numbers are in. Luke, points scored on the season is 22. Abby is 24. Pterodactyl is going to score again for Alex. 1 more point for Alex to get the win. But what that means is Abby is the number 6 seed by 2 points. 2 car racing points. So if they keep the same records, if they score the same amount of points each week for the rest of the week, Luke does not make playoffs for the 4th season in a row. That is crazy. Alex is going to get the win, though, furthering his playoff seeding. He's looking to beat Braden in the playoff seeding to see, but Braden's lead might be too much, so Alex might have to hold on to that number 6 seed. So, Brendan Monahan versus Blake. Tokyo opens with a strong run there. We're going to see Wario versus Harvest. Both these teams have been underperforming. I mean, Blake, we expected him to fall off after the Key Lime trade, obviously, but what could have been Blake's team with Diddy Kong? Is Diddy Kong really what he needed to save him? I mean, Parker has Diddy Kong, and he still has a 5-5 record and is barely making the playoffs. He's like a Make-A-Wish playoff spot. I mean, he's only gonna. I mean, Abby and Luke have better records than him, and they are both in the 3rd spot in their division. So, like, do we, like, is that even fair? I mean, it's how the divisions work, and I guess if you can't win your division, if you're 3rd in your division, maybe you don't deserve to be in playoffs, but these teams are still fighting. So Brendan Monahan is going to beat Blake, and Blake still, I believe, only has 1 win on the season, so he's in position for a good draft pick, though, but is now currently on the bottom of his division underneath Connor, who just got his first win. So yeah, speaking of bad teams, we have Ermine. So this is our last matchup of the week. Ermine versus Isaac. Magnum's going to kick things off with a far run. I mean, this is pretty much how we would have expected an Isaac versus Ermine matchup to go. I mean, oh, and look, we got 2 trains. Locomotive versus Caboose. Oh, and Locomotive Falls is unable to brush Caboose off the track, and Ermine's going to tie things up here. Not something I would have expected to say. Isaac is currently 8-1, hoping to go 9-1 to keep up with Ashton and Drew. I believe Drew has also clinched a playoff spot. That's what they're saying. Black Yoshi is going to score for Isaac, up 2-1. Let's see if Isaac can keep this up. Bolt versus AJ Brown. Let's see. AJ Brown has been a liability. Oh, just like I said, liability. Just like the real life AJ Brown. But Bolt is going to score 2-2. Oh, I just said 2-2. I'm an idiot. We're going to have Lugnut versus Dino Force. We haven't seen Lugnut really recently, and there goes Dino Force. What an ending there. Lugnut is going to score, and Isaac's going to fall to 8-2 on the season. That is interesting. So, let's take a look at the records here. So, it looks like Ben Rott's still on top of his division, just needs 1 more win to clinch that division, clinch his playoff spots. Grant is still at the top of his division. I believe he also needs 1 more win to clinch a division spot, or if Micah loses that week. And so, Ben is can still make playoffs, but is not going to stop Grant from making the playoffs. Ashlyn and Drew, yes, they're going to make the playoffs. Ermine can't catch up to them. Obviously, Ermine can catch up to Alex or Braden. So watch out for that, obviously, because Braden's going to go on bye and Ermine's going to have a chance to catch up still. But Parker is currently in charge of his division. He's going to get that number 3 seed. If he keeps this up, obviously he will probably get bounced first round, but besides the point. Caleb is in charge of the Campbelltown division just because he has one less loss. Obviously, he's on bye. He's going to get a double header coming up soon. I believe it is in 2 weeks. So that's pretty cool. So Ashley and Drew are going to clinch. Alex and Braden and Isaac and Ben Roth looking for those other 3 spots. Obviously, we could see something crazy happen like Alec, like Ermine, or maybe Peyton make a comeback. I don't know. But so that's all that we have for you guys for the week. Another look, Connor can make playoffs if Parker loses out and he wins out. So that would be pretty crazy because he actually has 5 more races left. So, yeah, you'll have to see. This is going to pan out pretty crazy. I mean, this has been the most competitive season I think we've had so far. I don't think, I feel like by this week we didn't really have any. We had a lot more teams clinching by now, and so this is really going to make Week 14 have a meaningful position, and not just for like 3 teams, maybe like the whole playoff picture. I mean, you never know. So this is pretty great. Thank you so much for watching, and tune in for Week 11. It's going to be a good one. Have a good night.